Yeah. What's up, peoples? How y'all doing? Y'all good? Hey, I got some thoughts I want to share. It ain't Shabbat, but to the righteous I want to offer my shalom. So, this has been brewing. This thought has been brewing. And this is a word for my Hebrew Israelites. For all my Hebrew Israelites. This is beautiful. This is absolutely beautiful. You know, first and foremost, to come into an awareness of your cultural heritage, of your ethnic nationality, is powerful. It's beautiful. And I can say for myself, prior to 1997, prior to 2001, your brother was like deaf, dumb, and blind. Your brother was deaf, dumb, and blind. And even post 2001, even up until, even in the day, it's still a process. It's still a daily choice. Saliva. It's still a daily choice to come into consciousness. It's still a daily choice to choose life. It's a daily choice. It doesn't always just happen. There's nothing magical about a spiritual life. Nothing magical at all. Everything is practical. Everything is work. Everything is discipline. Everything is routine. Everything is practice. Everything is like application. Everything. And so I'm like really wanting my brothers and sisters who identify as Hebrew Israelites to understand something. Coming into Hebrew Israelite consciousness is not the end all say all. It's not the end all be all. It's not the end all be all. It's not the end all be all. And I think there is a sense of condescension, a sense of arrogance, a sense of pride, a sense of a one-up on those who do not identify as Hebrew Israelites that is like put us in a very negative light. I recently spoke with somebody who asked me, are you one of them like corner Hebrew Israelites? I was like, nah, I'm not. I'm not. And that's the beauty of Israel. The beauty of Israel is that we are like diverse. And the arrogance of Israel is that we got to be this particular way, or we got to be that particular way. If you're not this way, you're not Israel. And that has completely like tarnished our image. Because the image that we're supposed to project is the image of Yah. The image of the Most High. And the image of the Most High, if you read Exodus 34, which gives us the midot, or the characteristics of the Most High, it don't line up with a lot of these images that Israel is projecting at all. At all. El Rahum, the Hanun, right? The merciful, the favorable, right? The merciful, the kind, the loving kind, the forgiving. Where is that? Where is that? Not to say that those who don't deserve that don't get that, because they don't get that. You don't get that if you don't deserve that at all. Right? But the point of the matter is, just identifying as Hebrew Israelites is not enough. Even to the point where my master, my rabbi, my high priest, right? the one who I identify as HaMashiach, the Messiah. And his forerunner, particularly his forerunner, he said, don't say that you sons of Abraham. And try to hold on to his coattails, because these stones, these Ebanim, will cry out. And that's a play on words, because Ebanim sounds just like the word Banim. Banim is the word that means sons. Don't say that you're Banim Elohim, because these Ebanim Elohim, these stones, these living stones will cry out if they need to. So what am I saying? Oh yeah, Hebrew, Ivrim. The Hebrew word is Ivrim. Ivrim comes from the word Abar. Abar is a Hebrew word that means to cross over. Wow. To cross over. So we're crossing over from the realm of darkness into light. We're crossing over from the realm of bondage into freedom. We're crossing over from the realm of ignorance into knowledge. We're crossing over in the realm from wicked to righteous. We're crossing over from the realm of mortal to immortal. Ooh wee. In the words of my Thrasher. Ooh wee. I love that brother. That's my brother. Shout out to Ak Elihu, Moreh Elihu. We got to cross over. That's the point I'm making. We got to cross over. We have to ascend, right? We have to go from Yardan, the descender, to Aliyah, to the one who ascends. Ooh, Israel has to cross over. Hebrews have to cross over. Israel has to overcome. Yaakov was given the name Israel because he wrestled with both man and with Elohim and overcame. If you're not overcoming first and foremost yourself, your vices, your struggles, your lower nature, your propensities, your inclinations, right? Your dispositions, predispositions. If you ain't overcoming that, you ain't Israel. You're not Israel. If you're not crossing over, you ain't Hebrew. You're not. Period. The Kol Zara. This is peace. That's peace right there. That's crossing over from separation to peace. You're funny. I appreciate you, though, Cole. The Ethiopian in Switzerland. That's deep. Suffice it to say, though, like, we have to cross over. We have to overcome. Hebrew Israelite means the ones who have crossed over and overcome. So if you're a Hebrew or you're Israelite, if you ain't crossed over and overcome, you ain't really Hebrew or an Israelite. Because there's an outcome, there's a goal that Hebrew Israelites are supposed to accomplish. And that goal is predicated on what the Torah, the instructions of the Most High, given through the revelation of Moses and the instruction that Moses provided us to accomplish. And the goal of the Torah, to what the one from Tarsus has told us and has shared with us. His name is Rav Shaul. He's the Talmid, the student of Gamliel, Rav Gamliel. That goal is to become Mashiach. That goal is to be Messiah. So just because we've returned to the heritage, the cultural heritage, the ethnic nationality of Hebrew Israelite, that's not the end. The end is to become Mashiach. Our goal as a people, not as individuals, but as a people, is to be messianic. And that's everything that this world despises. That's everything that this world fears. That's everything that this world is attempting to prevent. Fear of Mashiach HaShachor, the Black Messiah. Ooh, damn. If you have not read The Wisdom of Solomon, I believe it's chapter 5. The Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5. It's an apocryphal book. It's an apocryphal book. It's not included in the canon that James of England canonized, because they didn't want to deal with that word. They didn't want to deal with that. And there's so many writings that our ancestors as Israel have left us with that are not in our, even in our periphery, that are right there for our taking. It's crazy, yo, because it gives us so much meat fillers. It gives us so much between the lines that we can actually really contextualize these texts. But here's my point. If you are Hebrew, if you're truly a Hebrew, you've crossed over. It ain't about the flesh no more at all. It's about the spirit. You've crossed over from the realm of flesh into the realm of spirit, to the realm of spirit. You're not bound by the physical restrictions of the flesh anymore. You've actually become metaphysical. You've become metaphysical. This is why the Messiah tells his disciples, like, you know what? If you don't understand the matters of heaven, how are you even going to understand the matters of earth? No. If you don't understand the matters of earth, how are you going to understand the matters of heaven? We haven't even got science down. If we ain't got science down, how are you going to become omniscient? If you ain't got the physical down, how are you going to become metaphysical? If you ain't mastered your flesh, how are you going to become spirit? That's what Hebrew means, cross over. You've crossed over. You've transcended. And then Yasharel, Israel. I saw this post today, this brother talking about Israel is Isis, Ra, and El. Like, bro, please stop. Because the root word of Israel ain't got nothing to do with either, none of that. The word is Yashar. Yashar means to be upright. The word Yashar means to be upright, to overcome. And of course, El, like my name, Michael, which my mama and my daddy gave me. My daddy actually came up with that name. Excuse me, he told my imam to pray for Brian Michael. My mom's like, who's Brian Michael? Who's Brian Michael? It's gonna be your son. Mikael, Michael, means who is like Elohim. The suffix El always connects it to that which is its source. Yashar El, or Israel, means the upright of Elohim, or those who overcome with Elohim. So if we're not overcoming first and foremost ourselves, we're not Israel. We have to overcome ourselves first, because that's where Nachash, that's where the serpent lies, in ourselves. We've externalized what the scriptures have really wanted us to internalize and understand what we're supposed to accomplish first and foremost, and have completely lost sight of everything that the scriptures are instructing us to do, which is to master ourselves. Case in point, Genesis 4:7, Genesis 4, period, 1 through 7. I'm going to end on this. Cain and Abel went to offer up some offerings. Cain was a man of the field. He wasn't trying to hear nothing that his Abba was telling him about, because he was in the field, he was doing his own thing, he was getting his own stuff. You know, Cain was good, Cain, right? What's up, TL? Abel, Chabel, which is interesting, the word that gives us the first chapter of Ecclesiastes, Chabel, Chabelim, vanity of vanities. Chabel's name means vanity, but Chabel was close to the Most High. Because Chabel understood that everything outside of what Abba has instructed us to do is vain. Everything outside of what the Most High has instructed us to do is vain. Chabel understood that. Abel understood that. So when the time came for Israel, for Abel and Cain and Adam to offer up an offering, Cain came with his produce. No blood. Nothing that really required life to be offered. I don't need that. Chabel came with life. He came with literal animals. And that blood is what was required. Because he learned that from his Abba, because he understood if we're going to make an offering to the Most High, it has to be truly of life. And so this relates to us offering ourselves up. We have to offer ourselves up. Romans 12:1. Therefore, I beseech you, my brothers and sisters, to offer yourselves as living sacrifices, holy and acceptable to the Most High, so that you may prove what is that good and perfect and well-pleasing will of the Most High. And do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. That's verse 2. I added that in there because that's so important. We got to change this and this. So Cain was like, whatever, I'm going to do what I want to do. I'm going to do what's right in my own eyes. So when he presented that to the Most High, he said, nah, I'm good. I don't want that. But because Abel listened to his Abba and he submitted what his Abba told him to submit, it was accepted. Cain got jealous. Cain got mad. He got all in his flesh. He got all in his emotions. He felt a certain way about it. Cain was like, nah, nigga, you got to go. And I did say what I said. I said what I said. And before he did it, the Most High was like, Cain, man, what's wrong with you? Why your countenance falling? Don't you know if you do what's right, you'll be accepted? But if you don't do right, sin crouches at your door, and its desire is for you. It desires you, wants to consume you whole. But you must master it. Ooh-wee. You got to master sin. I'm just a sinner saved by grace. That's not how the Most High created you. The Most High created you in its image and likeness. We don't even know what that means. I'm going to stop there. I'm going to pause there. Because that's a whole lot. Israel, crossover, ascend, overcome. I'll be back. I love y'all. Shalom.